Well, come on, quickly, darling. What's your name, sweetness?
Tina.
Oh, fuck off. I love it. Tina? Tina, short for?
Tina.
Just that. Oh, fuck. Why extend it? It's wonderful. I love that. Wonderful fun. And where are you from, my darling? Is it an ethnic place?
A very poor place.
A very poor place. Where's that?
Black country.
No. But it's wonderful. You, Tina, it really is. I'm glad you got the message. But, no. And a lovely gang over here at the front. I like you. You're fun. Never change. And I like this lady here. Look at this little fish here. Look at this beautiful... Yes, you, my darling. Look at this little fish. Isn't she sweet? Sweet? I am a little Swedish, actually, so please don't take the piss. Little fish there swimming around in a bowl. I love that. Look at those eyes. Show the crowd, if you would, my love. Show them your eyes. Show them your eyes. Turn your head. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Such dead eyes. Nothing in her head. Nothing in her... Hey, that's a compliment. Don't you dare. She's young. She's fresh. She's full of life. She's everything you forgot. I am Anna Mann, actress, singer, welder. Got to have a backup. Greatest actress of her generation is a quote I would very much love to hear. Fish? Pardon? No? Pourquoi? No, I've been in everything, my darlings. I've been in everything, and I've been cut from most things. I was in the original production of The Lion King. You've heard of this? You'll get this in the Black Country? You know, the animals coming through. I was in the original... yes. I was in the original production, sort of the read-through. I played the elephant's fanny. Sadly, had to be taken out. It was a real shame. It is a kid. Imagine that coming over you when you... I know, it had to be taken out, but I thought I was a very good fanny. And then, of course, Who's for Turkish Delight? Anyone? Little ripple of recognition from the man at the side there. Wonderful production. Who's for Turkish Delight? Turkish Delight? Turkish Delight? I am! No? No? Channel 4, 1992, 3 a.m.? Anyone? All right, fine. And, of course, the production you've all seen, a wonderful film I was in, a feature film. You've seen this, Carl. Wonderful production. Originally started life as a little thing called Dead Island. Then they changed it. This happens. If you are thinking of going into films, Tina, and I think you should, it started as Dead Island. Then it changed to Island of the Dead. Then they changed it again to Everyone on This Island is Dead. Then it changed again to I'm Dead to You, Let's Get Off the Island. Till finally they settled on Zulu. Anyway, the best man I worked with, I think, was probably drunk old Freddie Baston. Little ripple of recognition from this chap here. There was a man, real man. He'd have you, mate. He would. I don't care who you think you are. Rip your head off. He would, like that. Rip your head off, and then he put it back because he was kind. But a wonderful man, drunk old Freddie Baston, a real hellraiser. You know the type, real wild man. You know, they made a film about him called Hellraiser. I think that's about him anyway. It's his face on the cover. Anyway, when we were filming together, he'd be out every night as soon as we finished. Okay, that's a wrap. Off he'd go, bang, out the door. Yes, off his face every night, off his tits completely. On this, yes, this stuff, yeah, this, yeah, this. We never knew what that was. But it would make him very high. Groping the women, fighting the men. Yes, it was the past. Groping the women, fighting the men. Groping the men, fighting the women. He didn't care. As long as he could grope it or fight it. Real man. You don't get this anymore. The wonderful thing about Fred, and you don't get this with the young actors anymore. Bless you, you're wonderful, but you don't do this anymore. The great thing about Fred, no matter what he'd had to drink or snort even. Snort, yes, I am a little Swedish. No matter what he'd had to drink or snort or probe, yes, probe. The wonderful thing about Fred, no matter what he'd been up to, no matter how late he'd been out, no matter what he'd been up to on the town, he'd always be there the next day, 8 o'clock, which was too early. We didn't start till 10. But there he'd be, on the studio floor, full costume, never his own. And as soon as that little red light came on, okay, as soon as the camera started rolling, you don't get this with young actors, you don't get this level of acting anymore. As soon as the director said, action, every time, as soon as that light came on, no matter what he'd been up to the night before, every time, without fail, he'd shit himself. And it'd be a very thick, black 70s poo. You remember the sort, yes, a little perhaps. You remember real oily, gassy sort of thing. Just flooding out the bottom of his trousers. You are looking continually less impressed as this story continues. Flooding out the bottom of it, all over the studio floor. And the real stench really get up your craw, and I'd throw up, which would cause other people to throw up. And they would all be throwing up, and then we'd push each other over, and we were sort of slipping up and rolling around in sort of shit and sick. It was the 70s, It was what we got up to back then, just rolling around in shit and sick. And this went on for about 4 or 5 times. Until someone, the producer, I think, took Fred to one side and said, look, Fred, it's got to stop. Okay? You are visceral, you're real, your acting choices are incredibly brave, but you are shitting all over the stage. I remember it would take me up to 3 hours just to get the smell out. And my husband at the time, a lovely man called John Smelsy, not related to the stench, just his name, he left me at the time, which was really sad. I know, bless you, thank you, who was that, thank you. No, but he left me for the 4th time. And I got a real complex about my body. And it wasn't till years later I bumped into him at a sort of cheese and sex party. We were chatting about this and that, blowjobs, camembert. And it turned out he didn't leave me because I was ugly, as I thought. It was because I stunk of shit. So, never assume fish. That's all I'm saying, if you find yourself in that sort of situation. But of course, I worked a lot with Silly Billy Crilly. Sil Bill Krill, remember him? Tiny man. Little actor. Very young, very small. Really tiny, honestly. Barely visible to the naked eye. And we worked together a lot. Where's the jam? Do you remember that? Ringing about, where's the jam? Little ripple of recognition from your friend here. Where's the jam? No? Silly Billy Crilly? Where's the jam? It was very popular in the past. He said it in over 50 films. Where's the jam? It was just a sort of fad that people loved. I don't know. I know, it's bizarre. Where's the jam? Very silly, very funny, very tiresome, very quickly. But everyone loved it for some reason. Kubrick wanted him for Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. Where's the jam? Wouldn't have worked. Good that they cut it. Fascism. Now, it's becoming a real problem, actually. Fascists. Now, what is going on in the world, my darling? What is going on? A long time ago, me and my late husband, John Smelsy, we pretty much stopped all fascism in this country. We thought, in the 1980s. We did a little show together called No More War, Please. The please was John's idea. He was a very polite man. We did a lot of shows together. Down with Thatcher, please. I am what I am, if that's okay with you. And of course, end apartheid, if at all possible. But No More War, Please. That was my opus. We did it at the Tittery Wappet, Chiswick. Wonderful venue, very small, even smaller than this. Literally tiny, only like about that, You could only fit about 3 people in. We did once manage 6, but a lot of them had to sit on the stage. It became very hard to tell who was in it and who wasn't, so in the end I just sat down and watched. And to be honest, it was a lot better than usual. I perform my opus. There I am, everyone's, I slop off stage, drenched in sweat, none of it my own. And there's John Smelsy, my lover, my muse, my muesli, my Cocoa Pops, my bran. Was I good, John? Anna, you were magnificent. And then he died, instantly. Writing is dangerous. It could be more dangerous than cancer, you could argue, and you'd be wrong. But as he fell to the floor, he looked at me and he said, Anna, did we do it? Did we stop those fascists? Yes, my darling, we did it. And then his mind left his body to sit with the gods, Jesus and Buddha and Ramadan and all the others. Together, we stopped the fascists. I like to think we brought down the Thatcher government. I don't think it's hyperbolic of me to say that, mainly because I don't know what hyperbolic means. But we did it. We stopped the fascists forever. So, what the fuck has happened? I don't know if it's got to the Black Country yet, but I made it very clear in my little play we weren't going to be silly little racists anymore. And what do we have? We have Trump, Donald. The alt-right, war is everywhere, coffee is incredibly pricey. I need 17 just to get up. It's costing me hundreds of pounds. Climate change. The fascists tell us it's not even real. Look around you. I'm boiling. Julian Assange. I don't know what that is. So we're going to ask one question now. And bear with me on this. I don't mean to offend. If you're offended, you know, you may be shocked, but we're trying to save the world here, okay? Some of you may be shocked. Some of you may be controversed. That's fine. If you're offended, put your hand up. We'll stop the show, turn all the lights on. You can give everyone their money back. So, we don't have time for all the questions. We'll just have a couple of quick ones. So one big question is Grandma a fascist? No, but my mum is well old, okay? Now, I'm not going to go into our history together. We've all read the autobiography. Mummy wouldn't buy me a horse. And, of course, the sequel, Mummy did buy me a horse, but then she shot it. Suffice it to say, she's a horrible woman. We used to think she was bipolar, but I've decided she's just polar. She's just awful. And yet Mummy is still allowed to vote. Now, this is a real problem in our society, okay? It really is. Now, my problem with that generation, Mummy's generation, is they were actually very spoiled. No, they were, Tina, don't stick up for them. They were very spoiled. Now, I know they say, oh, but we had outside toilets and you've got the pill and cheese strings. But the truth is, they had everything that you, the young people, no longer have, okay? They had a job for life. They had a proper NHS, proper welfare. They could buy a house. Imagine that, my darling, stairs. And they squandered it all. They squandered it all on bingo and lean-to conservatories. So my advice is go home, not now, when I finish. Talk to the old people. Talk to your grandmothers, your grandfathers. Listen to them, okay? Try to understand where they're coming from. Try to see why there's this big shift towards the far right. Try to see what they're really thinking. And then when they're asleep, just pop a pillow over their faces. It's the only way. It really is, my darlings. Whatever you do, just don't let them vote again. He applauds. He applauds. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, they applaud. You realise what they just did? They just applauded genocide. Yeah, they just applauded killing. I said, kill all the old people, and she applauded. I think we found the fascist in the room. You see what I did? It was actually very clever, so you had no need to worry. It was cleverer than you realise. The whole thing's been very clever, actually, so far. You might not know it yet, but when you get home, you'll go, that was actually quite clever. No, in all seriousness, don't kill the old people. We need them for sewing.